Hey guys, and welcome to our first 5-question Friday. This is a thing I want to do every Friday where you ask me some questions, I choose 5 of the best ones, and I answer them. Now, because of the first one, you guys haven't asked me any questions, so I'm just going to go with my 5 most commonly asked questions from affiliates. So here we go. Number 1, this is the most commonly asked question I get. How do I get more leads? And you're going to be super bummed with my answer because the answer is wrong question. Most affiliates want to get more leads, but when we break it down, they're not handling the leads they get properly as it is. So more leads isn't going to fix the problem. So usually what we see is, let's say a box gets 50 leads in a month, right? And so emails, phone calls, walk-ins, Facebook messages, that kind of stuff. What we see is their conversion rate is really poor. I'm talking the average being about 40%. So out of the 50, you're only getting, say, 20 of those to actually come in. And out of those 20, you're only getting, say, 10 of those to actually try a free intro. And out of those, you're only signing up 5. And so the solution isn't more leads. The solution is to fix your conversion rate, and you do that with good systems. You do that by sitting down and going, okay, how do I best handle a inquiry? How do I best run an intro class? How do I best run an elements course? And how do I best sign someone up? And if you turn those best practices into systems, do them every single time consistently, then you'll have a better conversion rate and you won't give a shit how many leads you get. So next time you want to ask yourself, how do I get more leads? Ask yourself first, what's my conversion rate? If your conversion rate's already 80%, 90%, then we can focus on marketing and getting more leads. But for the most part, it's the conversion rate, it's the systems, it's the experience that needs work first. Second question. How do I get my coaches to, and insert something here, how do I get my coaches to pack up after class? Or how do I get my coaches to teach the way I want them to, or to turn up on time, or whatever? Basically, how do I get my staff to do what I want them, what I expect from them? Usually this is a lack of systems and training, right? Unless you've got a staff member that's a coach that's a complete shitbag and knows what to do, just refuses to do it, which is rare. Usually the problem is that you haven't sat down with them, trained them on how to do it properly, and then created a system to guarantee that they do it that way every single time. Look, your coaches are usually genuinely nice, intelligent, capable people. We've just got to give them the systems to support that. Look, if McDonald's can run their whole business on systems that are good enough that 14-year-olds all around the globe can make the same shitty burger to the same shitty standards, I'm sure you can get your competent, intelligent, capable coaches to do the same. You just need systems. Next question. Should I buy an affiliate? This is a really common one. Hey Ty, the affiliate down the road is up for sale. Should I buy them? There's a few considerations here. Number 1, why is it for sale? Most of the time these boxes say, hey, we're profitable, but we're gonna say, well, if you're fucking profitable, why are you selling? That's the first alarm bell that goes off. Usually the ship is sinking and they want to jump ship as quickly as possible and cut their losses, so they're gonna try and offload it to some other schmuck. So have a look at that first. Ask for their finances, ask for their books, and make sure that they're prepared by an accountant, not just by them, because quite often the books are dodgy if it's just done by them. Second question you have to ask is, how much are they asking, and what kind of a box could I set up for that money, right? So if they've got, say they've got 100 members, and they want to sell it for $150,000. Well, I have to look at it and go, okay, what if I took that $150,000 and opened my own box? What could I do with that money? How much better would it look and operate compared to what they have? And then how long would it take me to get to the 100 member mark that they have anyway? Usually it doesn't balance out. People overprice boxes big time. Third thing to realize is, when you buy the box, you're also buying the culture. You're buying all the skeletons in the closet, right? So if there's stuff going on, if there's cultural disruptions going on, you're buying that. And remember, most of the time, this does change from country to country. Most of the time, you can't buy the memberships, right? But usually they're sold in good faith, and even if they're contracted, if they've got contracts with that affiliate, quite often those contracts are non-transferable. So you could buy it with 100 members today, but because the way you want to run things is going to be different, you have a slightly different culture, those 100 members could just fuck right off tomorrow. You might be sitting there with 30 members and your dick in your hand and not be making any money whatsoever. You're in the black all of a sudden. So the long and short of it is, most of the time when affiliates say to me, should I buy an affiliate? Most of the time the answer is no. Very, very rarely. I myself have bought and sold 6 affiliates, but they were very, very much the exceptions to the rule. Next question. This one I get from coaches a lot. How do I ask the owner of the affiliate for a pay rise, or even just to pay me, because so many coaches are working for free. So to all the coaches out there, you need to grow a set, you need to sit down with your coach and you need to say, look, I need to be paid, right? Just because just because you suck at business, let's be honest, just because you suck at business and aren't making enough money, that's not my fault, right? I have a family to support, I've got bills to pay. I need to be paid, and if I can't get paid, I'm gonna have to move on to somewhere else that can pay me. So coaches, don't send me this message, right? Grow a set and talk to the owner yourself. To the owners, don't put your coaches in this position, please. That's a super fucking uncomfortable position that they shouldn't have to be put in, right? Pay them. And if you can't afford to pay them, I've talked about this before, if you can't afford to pay your coaches, you can't afford coaches. That's not their fault, okay? If they're professional, if you're a professional business owner, your box is professional, they're professional coaches, pay them like it. Don't put them in a position where they've got to come to you and ask for a pay rise, or where they've got to come to me and freak out that they're not getting paid. So please, pay your coaches. And coaches, if you're not getting paid, go up to your coach, your owner tomorrow and say, dude, I need to get paid. Let's sit down, let's try and work this out. Last question. This is a really, really common one and an important one. How do I raise my prices? I've talked about this before, but there's two different variations of this. Number one, how do I raise my prices on new members? Easy. Next time someone comes through the door and they say, how much is it? You give them the new price. Then go onto your website and quickly make sure you fix the price before they go back and see it. But the point is when people say to me, Ty, I've been thinking for about 6 months on raising my prices on new members. My response is, what the fuck is there to think about? You know what I mean? If you want to raise your prices on new members, just do it. Well, don't do it, but don't sit in this gray area, this ambiguity. So if you want to raise your prices on new members, just do it. Oh, but the box down the road, fuck the box down the road, right? We're talking about you. How to raise your prices on current members. Now this, you have to put a lot more effort. This is the opposite. You have to put a lot of consideration and effort into it. Here's the question I usually ask, right? If I told you, we've signed a contract, and I told you that based on that contract, I'm gonna make one change to your box that you cannot change back illegally. And that change is in 6 months, I'm gonna raise your prices by 50%, right? In 6 months' time, there's nothing you can do about it at all. Now the question I ask you is, knowing that price rise on all current members and new members, knowing that price rise is inevitable, what do you spend the next 6 months doing to justify that value, right? What changes to the box do you make? What changes to the service? What systems do you add in? What do you do that's going to increase the value? And remember, the value is in the eye of the member, not you. Adding Airdynes and shit doesn't increase shit, right? Adding a bigger box doesn't increase the value. It's just a fucking bigger box, right? Adding service, making the bathrooms look beautiful, creating a beautiful environment like we've got here at ANFIT, that is what truly increases the value. So you write a list down. Shit, if Ty was going to increase my prices by 50% in 6 months, what would I do? I'd do this, and then start with the stuff that's free and just takes a bit of effort. Do that first. Spend the next 6 months increasing the value, increasing the value, increasing the value, increasing the value, and then raise your prices. And that's how we do it. We sit down, we spend 6 months working our asses off to increase the value till the value is way up here, and then we can bump the prices up, right? And what do we do then? We do it again. We spend the next 6 months till the prices are up here, and we bump the prices up. Remember, the value has to always outweigh the cost, always. That's how we raise our prices on current members. You just do it, stop being a pussy. And on new members, just do it, stop being a pussy. And on current members, you work your ass off for 3 to 6 months to increase the value to the point where at the end of 6 months, you're sitting there going, yeah, fuck yeah, it's worth this much. I'm not insecure about raising my prices because I've spent every weekend here trying to improve the value again and again and again. Hell yeah, we should increase the fucking prices. And that's how you do it, guys. So that's what I think about more leads. That's what I think about getting your coaches to do what they want. That's what I think about buying an affiliate. That's what I think about coaches not getting paid. And that's what I think about raising the prices. This week I had to make up the questions in the comments. And if you want, message me privately. Send me your questions for next Friday. I really look forward to answering them. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you on Monday, guys.